Welcome to yoga. We'll get started in just a minute here. Feel free to post in the chat if there's any issues with sound or video or anything like that, and I'll try to troubleshoot. Hi, Jessica. All right. We will go ahead and get started. I know it's 11 o'clock on the dot. I want to keep you guys on time. So welcome to yoga. My name is Bree Johnson, and I will take you through a 30-minute vinyasa style yoga class today. Just make sure to post in the chat if you are needing to track your attendance for insurance purposes, just to let the Place for Wellness know that you're here. And also just let me know if there's any issues, like if you can't hear me or anything like that, and I'll try to monitor the chat throughout. For today's yoga class, you'll have the option to use a yoga block. Now, I know not everyone has a yoga block at home, so if you don't have one, that's totally fine. It's not required. You don't need it, but if you want to use one, feel free to grab it. Now, an at-home equivalent, if you don't have a yoga block, might be, just like a water bottle. You could use that, and that's a similar height to a yoga block. You could use like a Kleenex box or even a chair. It's just going to be a place for us to put our hands for some of the balance work today. So again, it's completely optional, but if you want to grab a yoga block or an at-home equivalent to have nearby, feel free to do so. And with that, we will go ahead and get started in our child's pose. You can just set your yoga block or your at-home equivalent towards the top of your mat, and then come to your child's pose towards the back of your mat. Good, and just to FYI, I'm about 8 months pregnant right now, so I'll be modifying a few things, but I'll also offer lots of different options for you to take as well. This is your practice, so be sure to modify anything however you need to. So let's take those feet together, knees out wide, send your hips back towards your heels, and extend your arms forward. You can relax your head down towards the mat. And as always, I like to offer the option to kind of fold your arms in front as a place to rest your forehead. So as you settle into this first posture, just kind of move those hips around, allowing those hips to loosen up, settle them down towards the mat. Let's stay here in your child's pose. If you prefer to start in a different posture today, you're more than welcome to do so. So if child's pose isn't resonating with you, if it's not comfortable for whatever reason, feel free to come to a different starting posture. Now, wherever you're at, just start to ignite your breath. That Ujjayi breathing pattern, your real specific, focused yoga breath. Take that deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Start to make your breath a little more audible. Add some texture, some heat to this breath. Deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your nose. Now, as you continue to breathe, Allow each exhale to help you soften and release a little bit into your physical body, releasing tension in those muscles and joints. And then allow your exhales to help you let go mentally. Let go of your morning, your afternoon. Just come right here, right now, into this present moment. Taking 3 more breaths here in our child's pose. Next, as you're ready, transition to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your hands, hips over your knees, and we'll take our cat and cow. Inhale, cow pose, release the belly down, lift through the crown of your head. Exhale, cat pose, round and curl the spine. Good, inhale, cow, open the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, cat, press your hands into the mat. Feel free to add in some additional movements. Start to link your breath to this flow. All right, make your way back to a neutral spine. And I want you to bump your hips over to the right and your head to the right. Good, now bump your hips to the left, head to the left, kind of like a side-to-side cat and cow motion, warming up in a different direction of your spine. Good, starting to add that breath in here. Exhale. Inhale. Now we'll combine the 2 motions. So the side-to-side motion and the up and down cat and cow motion will make a big circle. So inhale, cow pose, drop the belly down. Exhale, come over to the right, circle up and around into your cat pose, over to the left, and then down into your cow. So drawing that big circle through your spine, adding the head and neck movement into this as well, just making it feel good in your body. Now switch directions. So over to the left into your cat, over to the right and down into your cow. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed and just move through this at your own pace. Warming up all directions of that spine. Go ahead, making your way back to neutral. I want you to take those shoulder blades and just scrunch them together for a moment. See how that feels. Now, pull those shoulder blades out wide on your back, making that joint nice and stable. This is always where we want those shoulders to be during our yoga class today, especially during planks, chaturangas, down dog, anything like that. Try to avoid that shoulder crunch and think about pulling those shoulder blades away from each other. Now just tuck your toes under, come to a hover. So knees hover 1 to 2 inches off the mat. Keep those shoulders forward over those hands, flat back, engage the abdominals. Here for 3, down dog in 2, and 1, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, release your heels down. Feel free to pedal out the feet a couple times, just really getting settled in to your first downward facing dog of class. Good. Start to find some stillness here in your downward facing dog. Feet about hip width distance. Relax your heels down. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit and then lift your hips high to the ceiling. Arms nice and straight as you relax your head between those arms. Spread your fingers wide. Now inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet up behind your hands towards the top of your mat. Let your head and your torso hang down. Option to take that opposite hand to elbow, maybe sway side to side a couple times. Really just relaxing the head and neck. Good. Now we'll release the hands. Take the right hand down to the mat. Now if you have trouble getting your right palm flat to the mat, you can always come up to fingertips, or you can use your block, your water bottle, your Kleenex box, whatever your at-home equivalent is. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, and reach up towards the left. Circle that wrist. Release back to center, switch sides. So left hand on the mat, fingertips, or use your prop. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, reach up through that right arm. Circle that wrist each direction. Good. Coming back to center, just set that prop to the side. Toe heel your feet together and slowly roll all the way up to standing. Good. We're just going to reach those arms overhead. Big inhale, relax the shoulders, and exhale, hands come to your heart. Blink your eyes closed for a moment. Take a second here to check in once again with your physical body and your mental body. I like to give you an opportunity at the beginning of each yoga class to set your intention. This can be a goal or focus, maybe an energy that you'd like to cultivate today, maybe a dedication to someone. Something that will drive your practice today. Bring that to the front of your mind. We'll send that out together with a unified breath. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Take a deep inhale through your nose to fill up. Open mouth, exhale, send it out. Seal your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose. Blink your eyes open, release your arms down. Good. Stretch your arms overhead. Find a steeple grip. So your pointer fingers point up and you cross your thumbs behind. Good. Just start to move this around, side to side, forward and back, circle it. Just warming up once again that spine. Maybe you do a little back bend here. Move this organically. So however it feels good for you. Good. We'll all meet back in the center as you relax your shoulders down. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. Take an inhale here to prepare. Exhale, tilt over to your right. Good. So start by planting those feet, squeezing the legs together, drawing your tailbone down. And then press your hips to the left as you stretch up and over to the right. You can go as far as you like into this with control. Just for 3, 2, 1, inhale back to center. Exhale over to your left. So start grounded through those feet, inner thighs squeezing together. Draw your tailbone down. Then slide the hips over to the right as you tilt up and over to your left, creating that nice arc shape over to your left side. Relax the shoulders, squeeze the biceps by your ears for 3. Back to center in 2. And 1, inhale, center, release the arms. Exhale, forward fold, hinge all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, high plank pose. Plant your palms and step back. Good. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Come down to your knees. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Bend your elbows halfway. Then inhale, upward facing dog, straighten your arms. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat and lift your knees so legs are engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Now hold your downward facing dog for a moment. I'm just going to talk through your chaturanga options today. So what we just did was our chaturanga flow. We'll do that several times throughout our class today. You can take the variation we just did from your knees. Now, if you want more challenge, take the full push-up variation from your toes. You want to make sure to keep those elbows in tight by your sides, shoulders scoop down and back. Now, if you're still building arm and core strength, or if you just want a different variation in general, I'm going to be taking the high plank variation. So instead of doing the chaturanga push-up, you can hold your high plank for an inhale and then exhale to downward facing dog. So just be sure to modify that flow however you need to today and try out different options to see what works best. Good. From our downward facing dog, we'll take Sun A 2 more times. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, stand tall, stretch out. Find your steeple grip with those hands. Exhale, reach over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, left. Good. Inhale, center. Release the hands. Exhale, forward fold, hinge all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back, engage your abdominals. Exhale, high plank pose, plant your palms and step back. Go ahead, take your chaturanga flow variation, knees, toes, or hold the high plank instead. Take an inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, stand tall, find your steeple grip. Exhale, reach over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, left. Good, inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold, hinge all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank, your variation here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, lift your right leg up high. Exhale, low lunge. Lightly step all the way up between the hands. So you got that front knee over the ankle. Take an inhale, drop the hips down, prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Press into that front leg. Lift your back leg straight behind you. Now this is a great place to use your prop if you have one, or just come up to the fingertips. I want you to relax your head and neck. Rotate your left hip down. As you lean forward, start to lift your left leg higher. You'll feel some stretching and some strengthening happening through this standing leg. Breathing here for 3. Crescent lunge in 2 and 1. Lightly step back. Inhale, rise to crescent lunge. So 2 separate lanes with your feet. Drawing that tailbone down, arms reach overhead. Relax your shoulders. Go ahead, open to warrior 2. Nice long stance. Turning that back foot perpendicular to that front foot and then reaching out through those fingertips. Go ahead, inhale, reverse warrior. Stay low in that front knee as you stretch up and back. Now exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Take your variation. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Lightly step all the way up between your hands, knee over that ankle. Take an inhale, drop the hips down, prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Press into that front leg. Again, use your prop here if you have it, if you need it. Now, relax the neck. Rotate the right hip down. As you lean forward, start to lift that right leg a little higher. Here for 3. Crescent lunge next in 2. And 1. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise. Exhale, warrior 2, open. Inhale, reverse warrior, stretch up and back. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now take a deep breath in, hold your downward facing dog, and a deep breath out. Good, we'll take this flow once more on each side. This time I want you to focus on linking your breath to your movement. If you're moving a little faster or slower than my cueing, that's okay. Good. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2, open. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Take your own variation. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge, lightly step. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Press forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2, open. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Your variation, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Moving on, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step through. Bring your back knee down to the mat. Shift your weight back. Come to your half splits. So we're kneeling on that back knee. Option to hinge forward. Maybe you bring your hands down to your prop or all the way to the mat. Pause here for a little hamstring stretch. Good, nice steady breaths. As you're ready, shift your weight forward. Tuck the back toes. Come to your low lunge. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Good, now option to stay right here or option for half moon. Bring your right hand to the floor, left arm towards the ceiling. Now this is a great place to use your prop if you need it. Focus your eyes. Straighten your standing leg, then work to stack shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip, as if you were back against a wall. That's how flat you want to be with this one. If you're at home, you might even try this against a wall if you need that extra stability. You can come right up against the wall and practice keeping the back nice and flat. So just keep that in mind as you're working on your yoga practice from home. We're here for 3. Step to warrior 2 next in 2 and 1. Lightly step back into your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten through that front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach forward and then down. Good. Trying to find that nice straight through the sides of the torso. So rather than sinking down, I want you to lift up a little bit. You might even use your block or your prop on the inside of your foot, or you can simply just put your hand on your shin there for a little extra support. Make sure there's a tiny bend in this front knee as you work to rotate that left shoulder back. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. We'll inhale as you stretch your left arm up high. Exhale, circle forward and down. Rotate into your wide leg forward fold. So I just want you to pivot your right foot so that your feet are parallel with each other. Now relax your head and neck down. Good. Then inhale, halfway lift through your spine. Exhale, just walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Low lunge. Step back to your high plank pose. Take your chaturanga flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up high. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your back knee down. Shift your weight back, half splits. So we've got our back knee down on the mat. You can stay upright or start to hinge forward, resting your hands wherever it's comfortable. Feel free to point or flex this front foot. Good. Take your time, but start to shift your weight forward. Come to your low lunge, so tuck the back toes under. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, standing splits. Press into that front leg. Now, option to stay here or take half moon. Left hand down, right arm reaches to the ceiling. Kind of rotate those hips open. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders. Now continue to breathe as you hold this posture. Once again, straightening that standing leg. Find that strength. And then focus your eyes on a non-moving point. This will help with balance. Or you can find a wall if you need that additional stability. Good. Breathing here just for 3. We'll step to our warrior 2 next in 2. And 1, lightly step back, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, triangle pose, reach forward and come down. Good, again, you can use your prop or put your hand on your shin. Try to stay light in that bottom hand. A little more lifted up toward the ceiling as you rotate your right shoulder back. Good. Inhale, stretch up through the right arm, and then exhale, circle forward, down and around. Round 2 of your wide leg forward fold. Pivot your toes and your feet so that they're parallel with each other. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, low lunge, walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Step back to your high plank pose. Flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet all the way through your hands. Just come to a seat on your mat. To finish out our class today, we'll angle our feet over to the right, kind of in a Z-sit formation. Feel free to adjust the positioning of your feet however it's comfortable. Then try to get both sit bones to settle. They might not fully be there today, but that's okay. Now take an inhale to kind of pull that chest forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Good, back to center. Switch sides, feet angle over to your left. Again, adjust the feet and the knees, and try to get the hips, the sit bones down to the mat. One side might feel a little tighter than the other. That's okay. Take an inhale as you pull the chest forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Good. We'll just come to a seat, extending both legs straight out in front. Slowly roll all the way down onto your back on your mat. Take your time getting there. And I'm just going to stay seated and kind of talk you through this last little section of class. So as you slowly come down to your back, go ahead and draw both knees up into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Gently rock from side to side, giving that low back a little bit of a massage. Good, then we'll squeeze those knees in really tight. Exhale as you draw your forehead up towards your knees. Come into a tiny little ball. Now take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Exhale, Shavasana. Extend your legs down on your mat. Let your arms fall off to the sides. Take up as much space as you'd like. And if laying on your back is uncomfortable, you can always lay on your side instead. Surrender your body to stillness. Soften your face muscles. Close your eyes. Let your head feel supported by the ground. Let your shoulders settle down, opening up through the chest. And come to an easy, simple, natural breath. 0 effort for your breath. 0 effort for your body. Take these last few moments for yourself. Now feel free to stay here longer. If you have the time, I encourage you to do so. But if you're ready to be guided out, start by deepening your breath once again. Find some small movements, wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe nod your head side to side. Then stretch your arms overhead, full body stretch from your fingers all the way down to your feet. Turn onto your side and gently press up to a seat. Feel free to keep the eyes closed. As you sit up tall, bring your hands together at your heart. Return to your intention for a moment. Bring your thumbs up to your forehead. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an honor to guide you as we bow forward. Namaste. Feel free to let me or Dylan or Anthony know if you have any questions, comments, or feedback. If you need to track for attendance, just make sure to post in the chat. And again, thanks for joining me. My name's Bree Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.